right.
What is happening, people? Welcome to the Straightjacket podcast. We are live. We are back at Nuruddin's yard, the office, the shenanigans. We're here, Nuruddin. I've come to see if you're all right today. Are you all right? Are you all right, Nuruddin?
Busted shoulder.
Yeah.
Busted elbow.
Yeah.
Grazed right leg, knee, left knee grazed. Come off my bike. So big up to everybody who stopped last night, man. Come out their car to try to help me.
Whereabouts?
On the way, just right on the top of Stretford Road.
Oh my God, you need to look after yourself, man. Them roads, they got no lighting as all down there, It's dark.
When I'm talking about come off,
yeah,
it's like I'm cycling. I go, there's a puddle there. I go this bit.
Yeah,
it's like somebody gave me the Roy Keane tackles.
Yeah.
You know the people.
You
know those tackles that those kids do in London.
Yeah.
Where the man's on the ball and somebody just comes from behind and wipes him out. It was like the equivalent of that. I wiped out. You know how my tall self is.
Yeah.
My big self.
No.
All I can remember me going like that, lick like that on the floor.
I should have laughed.
I was laughing.
Yeah. Big up Killis, man.
Everybody come off their cars. People are like, you all right?
Yeah. That's what the spirit of Manchester is.
That's the thing. That's the
spirit of Manchester.
That's the thing that we love. So everybody came and people were like, you all right? You all right? And then it was surreal. I was laughing my head off. I picked my bike up, put my chain back on because the chain came off. Put the chain back on, cycle to the ground. Yeah. And I witnessed that shite.
Oh, mate. I'm telling you, man. Big up everybody. It's the Straightjacket. Have I put that in the title? Listen, don't worry about it, people. Straightjacket podcast 159, I believe. Please, guys. I always start with a video. I say smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Nuruddin. And then before that, big up to Nigeria. They won the first AFCON game against Egypt. Egypt, terrible. One-trick pony, Salah and all that. But we're just talking about the coverage. Coverage is a joke, innit? You know what I mean? No highlights, no nothing. But
coverage is a joke. Nobody to break down the games. No analysis. There are loads of African footballers in the UK, right, who retired now. Loads of them. They could be on there, but neither does the BBC or Sky. It's like half-hearted. If you're gonna do something, do it properly.
Yeah.
If you're gonna cover a tournament, don't have it half-hearted. Do it properly. Don't disrespect, because half-heartedness is more of a disrespect than not doing it at all. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
So
you go all in or you go all out.
Yeah, there's so many African players that have played in the Premier League. So many who could come in the studio and break and analyze the games. But nobody wants to do that.
Absolutely. We are going to talk about United. Nuruddin, man, you flew out of Old Trafford, you know what I mean? I think was he one of them people as well that, when that Old Trafford whistle goes?
Because you know what? It was scheduled to rain, innit?
Oh,
it was like 70%. It was 70% rain.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was like, I need to get home to these little rascals, man. I need to start feeding them. And to be fair, what I watched, man, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I saw with my own eyes.
What is it that you couldn't believe? Is it?
I couldn't believe that Ralph Ranić has compromised himself and has gone along. Like every football manager that's managed this football club, the club always get you. If you look at the energy Ralph was giving when he got the job to the energy he's giving now, is completely different. When he was talking about players do wanting to leave, he was like, yeah, the players can leave. Players, if they want to leave, players can leave, no problem. Now he's coming out, well, it's got to be about the club. It has to be right for the club. And the only style, to me, even though it's an interim manager comes in, we only ever saw Ralph's style of football for 35 minutes against Palace. Now what we saw, even the formation yesterday, chicken head kind of running of Bruno playing as a striker.
Yeah, mate, it's ridiculous.
We went back to the two sixes who are they're really two number 8s. They're not 2 6s. 2 6s. Other than we know that even when we come against teams who play 3, and we're getting outnumbered. I thought the first half was an even game. Second half was disgraceful. At the end of the day, the second half, we went into low block. So to me, there's no difference in the tactics between Jose, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Ralph. And Ralph, because Ralph, we saw. That's the way I say. If we didn't see what Ralph was capable of in that Crystal Palace game,
seen it though.
No, we did. No.
But you've only seen 35 minutes.
No, but that's what I'm saying to you. But even that shows us that's what Ralph wants to do. So now, Ralph's not in charge. The club are in charge.
Mm.
The club are in charge. John Murtagh, Darren Fletcher, Mickey Phelan, all these guys have got together and are in charge with the players.
So you're trying to say the sabotaging them?
Yeah, no, straight away. Are you kidding me? Straight away. Straight
You know what
away.
it is for me?
I saw yesterday with my own eyes is low block football in that second half. It was low block football where people were so unconfident to have the ball. If you look at the last 20 minutes, people couldn't even go forward.
No, because Aston Villa. But for me, yeah, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. But is it an indictment on the players rather than the manager?
No. It's not. It's not. At the end of the day,
he's telling them to play a certain brand of football.
Listen, if you
they're failing to understand what he wants them to do.
No, it's not about failing to understand. I think everybody's come to a compromise now that the players are going to do what they're going to do on the club's directions, and Ralph is just there as a caretaker. He's just an overseer. He's just an overseer.
You're being harsh.
Nah, I'm not being Saeed. I'm not being harsh. At the end of the day, he succumbed to the way of the club's thinking because the players, don't want to. They did for half an hour. They did for half an hour against, or for 35 minutes or a half against Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
they did
a very good point there, Fra. These have not, played.
It's not just the players. To me, it's not the players. It's the club that's making the decisions. It's not just the players. It's the club. The players in the club are making the decisions.
But the club don't adopt a set of tactics, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but listen, but they are succumbing to where we've been with Jose, zero system. What we've been with Oli, zero system other than counter-attack. That's what we know. So now we're gonna have to try to counter-attack. But because we can't do it, we can't even do the counter-attacking.
Maybe these players are just not good enough, guys.
Nah, listen, they're not good enough.
They're not good enough.
They're not good enough because they've not been. Listen, they've not been given us. I said that. You can't play 4-2-2-2, so you have to.
I agree with you. That one.
You have to adopt that. But for me, Man United, the players that he's got, he can get more pressing, more discipline in midfield by putting up. Let me explain some people, right? Ferguson, right? When we played away in Europe, and I hate going back to Fergie, but that's my only reference, When we went away to Europe, or when we played like top team like Arsenal back in the day, Arsenal were the top team. I know some of you might not believe it, but what was happening was, Saeed, was the fact that he would put extra person in midfield because he knew if we get out of battle in midfield, we lost the game. There is something with Manchester United now, with John Murtagh, Darren Fletcher, and the bankers who are determining, like the two guys who are not number 6, they're number 8. They don't pick themselves. They're getting picked to play, McFredder play, and that's why we lose every midfield battle because those two play. While we already know that they can't play as number 6s, the gaps are there. Tomorrow night on my channel, we'll have it. I'll have the photos to prove what I'm talking about. I can back up everything I've just said. I'll back it up. And what I saw yesterday was, we'll go back to players playing in freestyling it. We'll go back to freestyle football where he goes, where basically
it's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah. No. So it's not free. It's that no. We'll go back to where players can think they can get the best out of themselves. So what we saw was Rashford and Greenwood shooting because they think
they're selfish, man.
No. I think it's selfish. No, that's what they think. They think by them scoring a goal, magically something will switch on that to lift their form. That ain't it. The club has agreed that's what's to do. Ralph Rangnick has to do that, and is letting them do that. Ralph Rangnick would be like, no, you have to. No, he has. He is. Listen,
because he gives a critical analysis.
No. He came and praised him. He came and praised like yesterday. Even after the game, Ralph Rangnick is speaking like, I swear on my grave, if you put Ollie's face on that, it's Ollie. He said, no, Rashford. You know what he said? You know what he said? No. Listen.
Please take the words back.
No, I'm not taking it back. I'm not taking it back.
Why?
No. You know what he said?
You can never compare anyone to Ollie.
No, you know what he said?
You can never compare anyone to Ollie.
I am comparing it.
No, you can't. How are you comparing it?
Let me finish what he said. He said, Rashford needs to find the goal. He's doing everything he's in. No, Rashford has to play better. Rashford has to be a team player, not Rashford has to find the goal. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I pretend I didn't hear these quotes, so I'm not analysing the quotes. Thanks.
No, you don't want to hear. Why do you want to hear it?
No, I don't want to hear it.
When it was Ollie, you were smashing him in my face.
Yeah, I know. It's burned me inside. I can't comment on these quotes. Listen,
Listen,
that's the words
Don't
of
try
Ralph
to make me
Rangnick.
laugh too much, mate. I swear to God.
That's the words from Ralph
Everybody's
Rangnick.
tweaking.
I can't comment.
I'm like an
further.
old car. I'm keep creaking just like him.
I can't comment on these comments, you know what I mean? Because for me, I'm gonna go mad. I've been in dark alleys, Nuruddin, and I can't go back to them dark alleys, man. You know what I mean? I want to be. Have you seen now? He's the one that's ranting and raving, and I'm the rational one. Because I've seen 5-0 people. I've seen 5-0.
Nothing has changed.
Out of Trafford. Hey,
If the top six go older, but it's gonna be 5-0.
we're not linking in goals as much as we were.
Only because the big A is form.
That's why David De Gea
And
Varane
I'm bar.
and VAR. Thank God for VAR, by the way. Leslie was like, I love VAR.
No, I'm genuine. Stop making me laugh, bro. Because honestly, naturally your shoulders go like that when you laugh. Don't make me laugh.
No, I don't love his stock. You said it. Netflix and chill.
It is Netflix.
Big up everybody in the chat, man. Please smash like on the video. Mohammed Salah is saying, "Help me, ain't easy with that clock ball track." He ain't easy. He ain't easy. Yo, man, we can't help you, man. We can't help you. We need help ourselves, man. Yo, listen, I'm not. I just, for me, yeah, I just can't, for the sake of it, yeah, analyze quotes again and just make myself worked up for me. Because at the end of the day, yeah, Ralph Rangnick is going to say these words. Because at the end of the day,
the club I thought, it's like Neil
course,
Ashton. Neil Ashton's like, here you go.
Look at this, man. Look what you're making people say here, man. Look what you're making people say here, man.
Listen, I'm sorry, but it's not his fault. It's the club.
Oh,
it's the club, man. It's the club. I'm sorry, it's the club.
No, because again, this is what I don't get, people. How can you be mad, yeah, when Ralph Rangnick was interviewed? Can you just please deep it? Ralph Rangnick was interviewed by Darren Fletcher, and Darren Fletcher's on the touchline helping Ralph Rangnick do his job. That for me is undermining. I'm sure deep down Ralph Rangnick is
What qualification has Darren Fletcher got to interview anybody? He was coaching kids in Stoke. This is what we are. That's why Neil Ashton, honestly, were overtime. Overtime ain't the word. Is that Freezy? Who was saying that? Neil Ashton? No, Georgie B hit it right on the head. Big up
Neil
Georgie
Ashton
OB.
working overtime lately.
Yo, Neil Ashton is writing everybody's scripts. Everybody's scripts. And you know what? The players can see that. I think some certain players can see that and are like pissed off that the club is allowing this to go ahead. It's allowing this. There's certain players. And Rashford, for me, needs to be taken out. I put the
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
He needs to be taken out.
Miles Johnson here is Nuruddin's spot on. Top managers stick to principles instead of giving the losers 4-2-3-1 with no structure. Miles will bring Oli back. I don't agree with that one. We shouldn't bring Oli back. But for me, there's a thing called lose-lose, Nuruddin. At the minute, it's a results based. I tweeted out today, Man United have told him to go get results. They said to him, you know what? Do what you can with this squad and see what you can do. And he's looked at it, and I'm being genuinely honest with you. These players are just not good enough.
They're not. They're
good
not.
enough to
The
understand.
football that he wants to play, They can't do it.
Yeah,
they can't do it.
He said
and they refuse to do it. But the club is allowing that.
The
club is allowing that. The club has fostered the atmosphere for the past 9 years.
I know.
Now the chickens have come on to roost.
Yeah. When you got a person like Luke Shaw coming in and says the manager has to change something, and then Maguire's coming out saying we're all behind everything. It's not, and then Fred's coming out with comments. These things, will make Ralph Rangnick uneasy. And then the club will knock on Ralph Rangnick's door and say, listen, mate, our PR is not up to scratch at the minute. We need the squad to be better. And he's thinking, you know what? Oh, man, I'm going to have to just stop this 4-2-2, and I'm going to have to go back to the basics, what they knew for the last 3 years, what they thrived under. And that is exactly what he's doing, people. Whether you like it or not, he has had to go back to the drawing board. Because at the end of the day, we lose out on top 4. Which one do you want? No, I'm asking you.
I don't think we're getting top 4 anyway. Even if you go back to this style, I don't think we're gonna. This style is so sustainable. The word I used that yesterday on my match reaction, and I didn't even know it was you that was on there because there's a lot of people troll.
Yeah, I know. You need to mod me. You need to mod me.
That's what I need to do. I need to mod you so that I know.
We need to talk about exactly realist one.
Listen, the biggest thing is this: the club has fostered this. So other than the club, when Ralph Rangnick comes out after the Norwich game and says that was not good enough, they're like, "Oh, Ralph, take it easy on the harsh words."
Yeah.
You see that game by game in the last 5-6 games, I've seen his language change.
Yeah, I know.
His language
I
change,
know.
change.
You know what it reminds me of? You know when you have like, you're telling off a child, right? And you start off harshly, don't you? And then slowly but slowly, you're like, you know what? Sometimes shouting isn't working. So maybe you have to, it's true though, isn't it? Sometimes shouting doesn't work.
But this is worse at it.
No, but it's
this is
true
what the
though.
club are
Sometimes
doing.
Shouting doesn't work, right?
Darren Fletcher interviewed him, and John Murter are telling him with the bankers, listen, Ralph, easy with that. Also, Ralph has hugely underestimated the Premier League.
Oh yeah,
in his own words, he's come out and said, in his own words, Norwich, Newcastle, and Burnley, the bottom 3 in Germany would not be playing with that much intensity.
Yeah,
with that much intensity. Right, that much intensity.
Is it right in a way because the different leagues are
different leagues. So it's a massive. He's underestimated the Premier League, hugely underestimated, and the 4 principles that he talks about. So I'll remind you guys again. So in any winning game, to win a football game, you need to do these to a good standard. Right, 4 things: technical ability, technique.
They haven't got that.
Right, physicality. And mentality.
They haven't got
one team that had that yesterday in abundance was Villa.
Yeah.
Was Villa.
Top team. Was
Villa. They had 57% possession at Old Trafford. 57% possession at Old Trafford. That's what they had. 57% possession. And they played us off the ball. And they're not even in the top 6. They're not even certified top 6 team.
Well, they played like a top 6 here last night.
And Wolverhampton are close to the top 6, but they're not certified. They balled us off the park.
But it just shows you, for me, that it's about having a good team and about team cohesion.
The last 6 years, the last 6 to 9 years, all of the different things. The last proper coach that we had
was Van Gaal. Yeah.
Everybody else was making.
But everyone, you got tired of it because you were saying you was playing.
No, it's because you know what? I didn't truly understand how bad the club was. How bad. At that time when Van Gaal was there, I didn't really understand how the Glazonomics works, how the board works in terms of how much involvement Woodward had. That's why during Mourinho, I had to go and do my research.
Yeah.
And then I found out where everything's coming from. Bristol, because the information is not out there. Because Manchester United are one of the biggest propaganda machines in the history of world sports, right?
Well, of course.
That's what we are.
You see, we're top in the social media.
Yeah. That's one of number one. Yeah. We are by far.
Victor Liang, big up to Victor Liang for the super chat. He goes, big up side of Nuruddin. We'll never get top 4 next year. Forget this team and move on. We are a B-class team. We need to follow the Bayern Munich model. Listen, that's never going to happen when you have the Woodward and the Glazers.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'll stress it again. I went and did my research, and many of you, and that's what I've tried. That's why I've got a channel to try to spread the word. I've been on here on a Straightjacket podcast screaming for a long time, Saeed. For a long time. I need to be vindicated. I'm vindicated now. I was saying to you guys, it was not about what manager is in charge. This club is rotten to the core. And there we go. We can clearly see it.
But we know that the fans are never going to look at the ball.
We can clearly see it.
Because it's what you see with your own eyes.
No, we can clearly, that the evidence shows me that the players, Mickey Phelan has got together, Darren Fletcher, John Murter, the bankers have got together and said, Ralph, these players can't play your style of football. Unfortunately, some of them might want to do it, but some of them can't do it. So we've got to go.
How about we start looking at the players and just saying the players aren't good enough? And the manager has principles that he can get behind.
Saeed, we all get brainwashed though, because we've got the biggest propaganda machine, social media and media propaganda machine. We big up our players and then the Glazonomics make sure that they're on huge wages, and then the fact that they're at Man United, and this is what we are.
Why is everyone overreacting? Nobody really cared about the managerial appointment. It was 2 years after we were excited. But that's a massive point there, John, though. Big up Zane here with a super sticker.
Overreacting.
No, but I said this a lot, and a lot of people went mad at me. I said, why is there people that got a lot of expectation of Ragnick when he's here for 6 months?
No. Yeah, no,
and the bigger role is that he does after 2 years.
No. Listen, for me,
you should look at the club.
Listen,
you should look at the club.
No, exactly that, and that's what I'm trying to focus.
There you go. Yeah, and that's what I'm telling people.
That's what I'm saying to you. It's the club that is making Ralph Rangnick compromise. Ralph Rangnick, for me, and you can pull me up on this. The stat that somebody relayed to me, and I also read, was that in 10 years, he's only managed maybe 80 and 90 games.
Yeah. He's had about 81 games.
Yeah, in 10 years of football.
10 years of football,
so he's way out of practice. practice in terms of that. He steps in now and again to help out disasters. But in this, within Ralph Ranieri's 4 elements, we would be able to see that. The press, the counter press, winning the ball up the pitch. We've not seen any of that. We've not seen any of that.
He identified the same thing. He said, we showed physicality, but we shouldn't show press. It's either there's one thing they could do, but they can't multitask. Nuruddin. Top teams in world football, Barcelona back in them days.
But it shows, especially the last 2. Listen, we need to thank for these players. The last 2 managers.
Who?
The last 2 managers. Jose was low block counter attack.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ollie was like, lads, let's do what we want on the pitch.
Of course. Freestyle.
Right? No, not sorry for freestyle. It's
it
like
was freestyle.
Listen, it wasn't even to that specific freestyle.
It was freestyle, though.
It was, let's go out there.
Listen,
let's go out there.
Was it individual brilliance?
Listen, let's go out there.
That's why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whether you like it or not, has set this team back 2 or 3 years.
Listen, it's where they go out there. Nobody's going to make demands on anybody. Nobody's all pally, friendly after Jose. So we just go out there and go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it was go out and that's the problem.
Go and enjoy it. No, it's not even freestyle. It's go and enjoy yourself. I swear to God, that's what the football is.
Word there.
It's go and enjoy yourself. It was go and enjoy yourself football. So now these players, when Ralph's making demands on them, this sounds like alien language. Yeah, they're like, what?
Yeah.
Run where?
Yeah.
Do what?
Yeah.
And then do that afterwards. Do that.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that don't compute. That we don't understand that language. And the club has sanctioned this. John Murtagh, Darren Fletcher, Mickey Phelan, and everybody other so-and-so was in that club, tried to rebuild the DNA, Fergie 2.0, and football has changed people. Football, we're watching the African nation, Saeed. It's easier to set up a defensive block. It's so easy. That's why so many defensive, the whole tournament's been defensive, so it's only a couple of days old, but still, you can tell the trend of this. It's easier to set up. That's why there's not many goals. It's not even 3 goals in a game. It's just 2 goals in a game. Yeah. So it's easier in modern football to set up a defensive unit.
What more can Rangnick do for you? Because I feel like for me,
he can't do anything. I just wish. You know what? I really wish he could listen. I really wish he could go upstairs right now.
He can't. To me, something that you're telling someone that he can't do.
Listen to me.
Why would he? Lose the integrity of his position?
Listen to me right now. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Darren Fletcher might as well be in charge. Mickey Phelan might as well be in charge. John Murtagh might as well be in charge right now. Now, let's not get it twisted. So for me, I want Ralph Ranieri. The quicker he can get up the thing to get the players out, right?
Yeah,
and start bringing a better recruitment, the better. That is what it is for me.
Digman 14, big up to you with the super chat goes. After watching Scholes in charity games since he retired, he could play 20 minutes for us and dictate the better of the game than McTominay and any centre midfield. You know what? For me, don't know.
Man of the match.
You know, are you?
You gave him man of the match.
I know. The whole crowd was bizarre. You know, for me, it was Varane.
No, it wasn't. It was David De Gea again.
No, I thought it was Varane. Varane was solid.
It was David De Gea again for me.
David De Gea for you. For me, Varane.
David De Gea again made the most crucial saves in the crucial times in the game.
Are you sick and tired, Lord? And I'm going to ask you the question here. The fact that midfield, time and time again for you. You know, Nuruddin, for me, I grew up on Paul Scholes. I loved Michael Carrick. You necessarily didn't. Brian Robson for you. Who else was a great midfielder in your day? You know what I mean?
Keane,
Paul Ince. You know what I mean? These were midfielders.
Hargreaves.
Yeah,
Scholes, even Carrick. They were the last best 3 midfield we had.
Oh, mate, and that's the problem, Lord.
3 combinations.
This club,
a ball controller, a dictator, an energy guy, a guy who can carry the ball and give amazing tackles and energy, and a guy who just moved the ball up the pitch quickly.
Yeah. This is a very, very important point there. It is this team now is based on just get goals. And
99.9% of the global fan base of Manchester United know where the problem is in our football team.
Yeah. So why do they want to fix it?
The club don't give a damn.
You know how much Dennis Zakaria costs? Apparently, it's taking up 5 million.
So Dennis Zakaria is not the guy for Man United.
There we go. Maybe you're the problem.
No, I'm not the problem.
Maybe you're the problem.
The guy that will fit.
How dare you say that Dennis Zakaria is not the right answer? Then yet you will tolerate McTominay.
He's not. Dennis Zakaria doesn't even play. He's not even been playing for his country. He's not even been picked. He's a guy who's had injury. He's a guy who's had bad injury and has never recovered his true form. The guy that Man United should go and get, and he's 26, 27 now, yeah? Right? The guy that Man United should go and get is Tchouaméni. If you want somebody who's got physicality, mentality, and energy on that football pitch, is Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni, for me, is the guy that Man
do you go
United should
get
go and
two?
get. Yeah, you can get 2. So if they
That's what I
bought,
said.
listen, if they brought them both, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy with that.
That's what I said.
I'm happy with that. Bring
A
them
lot of
both.
people, I've said it a lot of times. Yeah,
Bring
saying
them both.
Saeed, his shit, his clues. I get it. Listen, I was talking to one guy yesterday, and I said in the Euros he didn't play well. But what I'm trying to say to you is,
No, he's not played well since. Listen, a couple of years ago, he had a seriously horrific.
Yeah,
injury,
I know.
Right, he's not been the same player. So for me, why do you want to go and get a broken guy when you can go and get
broken 5 million?
Listen, yeah,
5 million?
Listen, where you can go and get when you can go and get Tuameni. To me, you know what I would do? I would bring.
He's played 15 out of 18 games for Gladbach this season.
Listen, you know what I would do?
Structure.
For next season, I would bring Gardner back, and I would get Tuameni. One thing about them, you can get youthful energy.
Gardner was quality.
Listen, listen, but not this. Next season, I would buy Tuameni. I would bring Gardner back, and I will build a better midfield.
We need midfielders, absolutely.
And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, for me, it's simple. 99.9% of Manchester United fan base understand what's going on. But nobody wants to do things about it. It's not.
Does that worry you though? That what Ragnick says about McTominay in terms. Listen, this is nothing against McTominay, but does that?
He doesn't put himself on the pitch. It's the club. This is because you have to follow the PR. Paul Ince, Dion Dublin, everybody that's associated with Manchester United have been sent a propaganda machine to build Scott McTominay, make him out to be more than he is. And I love Scotland, but I'm sorry, but last night.
McGinn,
you saw the levels.
For me, McGinn walks in midfield.
Listen, you saw McGinn.
Would you dismiss McGinn in the United midfield? Listen, be honest with yourself.
Who played in midfield last night for Villa?
McGinn. That is it. The player who's played for Man City. And for me, Ramsey was unbelievable. Ramsey,
McGinn. I think they played 3 in midfield.
Yeah.
The 3 in midfield they played were. I think it was Ramsey or Guandia. Ramsey and Guandia.
Guandia was in the.
He's in number 10. But they kept swapping places.
They played a diamond.
Yeah. They kept swapping places, and they outnumbered us. But McGinn,
Douglas Luiz,
Douglas Luiz, McGinn, and Ramsey and Guandia kept swapping places. And we only got a bit of control of the game, a little bit.
When Donny
played a diamond. But when Donny came on,
but the thing is though,
and people tell me he's got no physicality, no energy. Within that, he showed more physicality and more energy.
He won the ball twice when he came on.
And he held the ball. He held the ball.
Yeah.
He held the ball.
He didn't give the ball away. Through to,
he didn't give the ball away. And he pressed and won the ball up the pitch.
Absolutely.
So it's different. At the end of the day, Ralph Ranieri, for me, has been told he has to follow what the club deserves.
The cats are here. Ash says, did you see recent pictures of Carrick and Ferguson outside a restaurant? Carrick will be managing the team before you know it. I don't think so. Leslie was telling me that apparently they're about to buy over from the Glazers, but I don't know where she heard that from. Apparently, Ferguson and Carrick are looking to buy over the Glazers.
Buy?
Yeah, basically buy the club. That's what they're trying to say, but I think it's rumours more than anything. Right, let's talk.
With what money? They got spare 4 billion.
I don't know, mate. But maybe Ferguson's got some. You know them horses. The horses, man. The horses.
So Fergie's one as one thing on the horse.
Absolutely.
I like Basuma, but
quality.
Yeah, listen, I think Tuameni for me is the holding sitting guy, and now he can be coached by good coaches.
We need a sitter, but we also need a dictator.
A dictator. So Basuma can be the dictator.
Yeah.
But Tuameni for me would be the sitter.
Yeah. Right, we're gonna have to talk about Rashford, Nuruddin. Is Rashford declining for you?
He's not declining, but
he's not declining.
Listen, he's not. I don't think he's declining. But what's happened to him is the fact that he has become he's been played by this football club. Listen, he's been played by this football club. He's had obviously injuries. He was overplayed and overused, so he was running to the ground. Him and Bruno, they're both suffering from that. You can clearly see because they were played into the ground. Saeed, for Ole to save his job, those two had to play every game and every minute, even how many injuries and how much they were fatigued. He has now. The club are doing it again now. Last night, it was for everybody. You can see clearly after 60 minutes, he was gassed out. 60 minutes, Saeed, he was gassed. He was gone. Should have been taken off. But there's something going on at this football club. That's why I kept asking the questions. Something going on at this football club that the players have to be played under the ground. And when Elanga came on, freshened up that side. ASAP. In that little cameo, he came in and freshened that up. freshen that up ASAP. So Rashford for me.
I will look at a player who for me.
Listen, none of them.
I'm
So
looking at a player.
I'll say to you, Martial, Rashford. What happened to Martial and Rashford is happening to Greenwood as well. It's lack of development. It's lack of development. So everybody who's coming out blaming Rashford is that what coaches have coached this guy? Who has he worked with? When you're a young player, when he was throughout the years, if Van Gaal would have been, I don't think Rashford would be completely transformed.
That was when he was probably the best.
Him and Martial will be on a different level in terms of the way they've been coached. And after Van Gaal left, they had zero individual one-to-one coaching. Nobody telling them what to do. Instead, they've been told to get out on the pitch and enjoy yourself. So we are feeling the fruits. He's come back from multiple surgeries and injuries, and we're expecting too much.
No, I think for me, you're giving him a bit.
No, I'm not. I'm not. At the end of the day, Rashford doesn't pick himself. Remember that.
No.
Rashford doesn't put himself on the football
game, Lord.
Regardless what we say about McTominay, he doesn't pick himself either. The club picks these players.
And what about his overall game, though, Lord?
No, listen.
The lack of a football intelligence.
Listen,
the lack of decision making.
No,
his game, Lord.
It's not about intelligence. Listen, it's not about intelligence.
But is it intelligence, though?
It's not intelligence. Listen, yesterday he got set by Bruno on the right hand side. Greenwood is there, is free. Instead, he goes for a goal. He thinks, I said it before, he thinks by getting a goal, the club, the manager, the coach.
We're back, people. I don't know what happened there. That's you there making excuses. No, that's you making excuses.
I'm not making excuses. All I'm saying,
what I mean? He's making excuses for Rashford.
No, I'm not.
So then the TV went, you know what? We can't have that anymore. I think you are making.
I'm not making excuses.
You are.
All I know. No, I'm not. Listen, all I'm saying to you guys is that nothing happens in a vacuum. I just want people to understand this. When you don't coach good practice, good principles into a player from when they're developing. Under Jose and under Oli, they weren't coached. So now we are feeling the fruits of that labor. We are getting the fruits of that labor. We're getting that fruit. And then he's left on the pitch. Let me finish the point side. And then he's left on the pitch when he's gassed out. You are feeling the fruits of the labor. So criticism, by any means, you can criticize him all you want, but abuse is a totally different
we're not talking about. We're talking football reasons here.
I'm breaking it down for you. I'm breaking it down for you. I'll ask you the question: if Van Gaal was here, do you think Van Gaal will tolerate what's going on, what Rashford is doing on that football pitch?
No, of course not.
Right. Well, that's it then.
No. I'm not. But then that's life, isn't it? Life.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, "Enjoy yourself." Rashford is enjoying himself. So now we're moaning. If you weren't moaning about Rashford when Oli was there and Jose were there, you can't moan about him now, mate.
No, but we can't because at the end of the day, we need to talk about who's good enough for this football club and going forward.
But tell me who is though. Tell me who is.
But that's what we need to differentiate now. This is what we need to. There isn't. We need to establish.
You tell me any of the players in the last 9 years.
That's what we need to do. We need to get rid of the players who aren't good enough and who's good enough because there's a contract coming up.
But the club are not
and
doing
would you
that.
give him another contract?
But the club
today there's reports of contract. Rashford should sign a new contract. For you, Nuruddin, would you have Rashford sign a new contract?
It's not up to me.
No, but that's
not up to me. The club are going to do this. Let me tell you something to you now. For this football club to function properly, we got to address the elephant in the room. The Glazers and the bankers. Yeah, at the end of the day, they make the decision. I hear that. On current form, does Rashford deserve a contract? No, he doesn't. On current form, he doesn't.
No.
But form doesn't tell you the true picture. So at the end of the day, listen. No, at the end of the day,
what was that side be really playing well?
Listen. We don't know because he's been played into the ground. You can't come and sit here, Saeed, and tell me. And none of you muppets in the comments can tell me. I'm not bad enough. I've had enough of this shit. None of you can tell me when the kid was being overplayed and overused by Oli so we can save. Him and Bruno have been burnt into the ground. And now you're all thinking, oh, well, he's been bad without any context.
That was a pass, though. That's what a year ago.
He's recovering from the injuries that brought about by those fatigue. It's not about excuses. It's not excuses. At the end of the day,
if he gets that bad game,
still now, he's been told to go and enjoy himself, and that's what he did last night.
No, it didn't. No, there's no accountability for me. You're always going to go back to the
But
injuries.
tell me, but who? Listen,
how many games
who?
keep
Where's the accountability?
Injuries.
Where's the accountability? So you're just picking on him. Where's that for the players?
Hey,
where's the accountability for
no,
the
I'm
players?
not. But this is we're talking about Rashford here.
Exactly.
About the media.
But you show me.
Talking about the media.
What? But show me. No, his body language. His body language is not right. There's something's wrong with him, right? Whether it's old injuries, whether it's psychological, there's something's not right. Because yesterday there's two clear things. Greenwood has a shot. All he has to do is follow it up. It's a tap-in. He has to pass twice. It happened, right? The other time somebody else had a shot. All he had to do is.
Let me just read the super chat. Rashford hasn't got worse. He just
of course he
hasn't got better.
He hasn't got better.
Play, can't play in tight spaces. Only looks
you
for the counter
listen.
With spray
has Rashford's game changed from when you were outside Newcastle?
Nope.
Exactly. So now Ralph has found out. Ralph has found out now he's not a striker,
doesn't it?
No, exactly. That's what because he's not being developed. And that super chat.
So now you're changing the argument.
No, I'm not changing the argument.
No,
he's not being developed. I'm not changing the argument.
No, you just changed the argument. I'm
not changing the argument.
Now you're saying undeveloped. Now you're saying injuries.
Listen. He's not being developed, and he was played to save the manager's job, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job, constantly kept on the pitch. Because why? You could have one long shot, and he can do something with a free kick or something with a shot, or he can run past people.
You just said injuries right
now.
No,
I'm just
2 years ago, you asked me a question.
Why was he playing when he was with injuries? Why was he played? Because he was ineffective for the manager and go and enjoy yourself football. No, it isn't. It's multiple factors. It's multiple factors. It's never just one thing.
Maybe it's not
never just one thing.
Maybe it isn't good enough.
Who tell me who's good enough?
No,
I'm asking you the question though. No, in comparison to who though? Who?
Why are you comparing? We're talking about Rashford.
Yeah, but he's not good enough. Who's good enough at this football club?
There you go. Then.
No, who's good enough?
You can't change the narrative.
No, mate, I'm not changing the narrative.
We have to talk about narrative.
You can't isolate a one player and go, is he not? No, Greenwood now. I swear on my mother's grave, Greenwood is playing like Rashford. He's playing like Rashford.
I know.
And you know what? The thing about Greenwood is that Greenwood, talent-wise, has got more ceiling. But he's playing exactly like Rashford. Why? No individual one-to-one coaching. Nobody talking to him and saying, here, you don't shoot, you pass the ball. Here, you shoot. It's the biggest thing about knowing, especially attacking players. The biggest thing what they're inconsistent about is that they're inconsistent about decision-making. Decision-making is one of the most important things on a football pitch.
Look at this.
Marcus Rashford is 24 years old.
Have you ever been injured? That's not the question. What I'm trying to say to you is it injury? Is it
no?
I want to know which one it is.
Listen, injuries. What was it when you had? Listen, he went to England under a lot of people like me were screaming at him on social media, telling him not to go with England, to go and have the surgery early, to go and have a break, get away from football, stop being in England. And he came out in his apology at the end and said, you know what, I wanted to go. And I knew he wasn't going to play. And then he got blamed for everything. Whatever happened with the World Cup and the penalties, right? The point is that you cannot just isolate and just say, Rashford, to me, Rashford's 24 years old, 24 years old now. Rashford
he should be getting to his peak.
Yeah, no. Listen, Rashford, you're only good as anybody. Listen to me. Anybody is only good as the coaches you work with, the club that you're at, the club, how much the support you get from the coaches, how much discipline is put into your game. You're only good as that. Rashford his form is synonymous with everything that's wrong with Man United.
Form should be dictated by the club's way of thinking and going.
No, not dictated. No, the club dictates everything.
I get
the club dictates.
That's the same thing.
Listen, no, it's not. No, you reverse it the other way around. You're saying the form, Rashford can't get any better because of the club. Yeah, Rashford has not been allowed or improved since Van Gaal. Hasn't. And now Greenwood, I want to tell people, Greenwood is doing exactly that. You know the Greenwood even, all the things that he was good at. He's not even doing that anymore. Now his shots. You know what his shots are? P-rollers. He's just winding them up. Everybody can see it. And now you know what defenders go. You know what defenders go. Yesterday, I swear to God, the Villa defenders were like, let him cut inside because we know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I know.
Let him come inside. And then he'll have that P-roll.
Someone's asking you, you're forgetting about talent, Nuruddin. From his own talent, Nuruddin.
Now, talent
has he lost his his confidence, his actual ability to take people on now. It's not there anymore. The explosiveness. I get injuries are part and parcel of football.
No, I'm not excusing for
injuries.
injuries.
I feel like what's going on is
for injuries.
A lot of people in the media as well at the minute,
Rashford has now played.
They're looking at everything that's not to do with football.
No, Rashford
has
other
played. Players like Martial don't get.
No, but that's why. Listen, I was sticking up for Martial.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I was sticking up for Martial.
100%.
And I was sitting here when everybody was like, "Oh, you chatting rubbish," and I was like, "This is not Martial's fault. This is to me. You're a young player. Your growth has been spurred, right? In terms of the growth and the levels you can go to, Saeed, you're only good as the people who are coaching you. This one. If you gave Martial and Rashford to Klopp or Pep, I'm telling you now, you would see difference. And if they weren't doing it, you know what would happen? Get the hell out, because those clubs are more stable, and there you can't. Even the worst players can't fail. Even the worst players. Look at Klopp. Look how many players he's improved. Look at how many. Robertson went down with Hull. Won relegation with Hull. Van Dijk was a decent player. He had talent. He had pace. He was good. Levels at Liverpool. Levels. Trent was very talented. One of the most. To me, he shouldn't even be a right back now. It should be. To me, it should be a midfielder.
Sterling's another. Sterling's
Guardiola. Everybody's levels. No individual one-to-one work.
Of course.
You hear what Sterling says about Pep Guardiola. Manchester United have not had anybody. They've had Jose save my job. It's all about fighting the club and then waiting to get big paid. Bully them into giving them a bigger contract so he can get a bigger contract. Lived in a hotel for all that time. Ollie came in. Everything Jose was and Ollie was. Everything is good.
So what about if
and now
doesn't develop under 10 Hag?
No. But that's what I'm saying. Listen, stability. If you got a manager and a coaching staff that's well known to improve players, and that player's not improving, then if the whole world will see he's not good enough. He's just not good enough. We just overhyped him, and that I can see. But I can't make judgments about. The only thing I can see is that him and Martial have not been with people, not been at stable club. They've only ever shown after the lockdown. Him, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford have only ever shown a cohesion, a play togetherness where there was no selfishness. If you couldn't score, you laid it on. If you could score, you took it. And they were setting it after we came back of the lockdown. Those three, that talent is still there, but that talent has not been built on. Instead, that talent was played into the ground.
Prince Kouame, big up to you, Prince Kouame. Always a pleasure, mate. Saka played 51 games last year. Rashford played 57. Don't hear excuse for Saka because he's playing well. Rashford ain't playing well. So
listen. Listen, I'm gonna give you. Prince, I'm gonna give you for back, Prince. Why is Rashford? Listen to his interview after the Europa League final when he's telling you I couldn't put my foot. I had to have people to help me to put my shoe on because his ankles were that swollen.
How do you explain his performances right now? In terms of, because I get he's maybe hit a stumbling block and whatnot, but he is running at 100 miles an hour. It's not as if he's still got injuries.
No. Now at the moment in time, it's the lack of match fitness because there's a lack of match fitness because yesterday. I'm talking about match fitness. Yesterday after 60 minutes, he was done.
Yesterday
after 60. Yesterday after 60 minutes, he was done. First half, if you watch the game in the first half, at times I'm like, stop being a coward. At times I'm like, when you're bad, right? When you're bad into form, first of all, the instructions from the manager, from the coaching staff should be get out there, work. When you're struggling in football, when Wayne Rooney, those times Wayne Rooney wasn't on form, that his form went. What people like Wayne Rooney would do? People will simplify it. The coaches will simplify it for him and say, Rooney, concentrate on the basics of things, chasing back, getting goal side.
I hear that. But Wayne Rooney's game was different.
No, listen to me. Passing the ball from A to B, possession, not giving the ball away. And also, when you can drive, if you lose the ball because you're a wide guy and you're the guy, if we isolate you one-on-one, take the guy on because you will get past him. Yesterday, how many times did he wait when the whole Old Trafford's like, take him on, Rashford, take him on, and he just passed the ball back? That is a lack of confidence, right? And the biggest things that nobody's simplifying the game for him because they've all agreed in a dressing room, him and Greenwood were going to shoot at all costs because they believe a goal is going to magically lift them out of this bad form.
But also,
and that's not
is
happening.
he simplifying the game for himself as well?
No,
is he
he's
showing
not.
the same mistakes that he's keeping doing for the last 2 years? Is his game developing?
No, he's not.
But
your game doesn't develop in a vacuum. Your game doesn't develop in a vacuum.
But also, it can develop if you have the self-awareness to know, certain things you're doing, mate. It's not right. Decision making, can you learn decision making from coaching?
You can be coached 100%. 100%.
I don't know, man. I think you've had
Sterling's the classic example. It's Sterling Sharp saying Sterling. Sterling is the classic example. You know Sterling at Liverpool. I want you to go on YouTube, guys.
How old is he then? 17, 18?
No, I'm not talking about 18. Before he left, he was in his 20s when he left Liverpool. He was in his 20s when he left Liverpool. He's still, even though he was great player, one big thing Pep changed. When Pep said, "Come here, lad. You know when you're here, you don't do this. You know when you do that."
No, 2 chances yesterday.
No, listen to me.
No, I'm asking you a question.
To me,
2 chances yesterday.
To me, yesterday.
Are they
to me, yesterday, when I'm, especially on the second half, he was on my side, right? I'm 30 yards away from him, where I'm sitting. I'm 30 yards directly looking at Rashford, and then he switched, actually. I'm like, why did he switch? Because he can hear me going, Marcus, go back to basics. 1-2 touch football, move. Again. Stop hugging the ball. 1-2, go back to basics. Nobody's told. Everybody was told Rashford is to go and play. Bruno was told to go and play what made Bruno great. That means Bruno running everywhere. Rashford was told to go and do what he wants to get a goal. And that's what he did. Greenwood was told go and get a goal. That's what they did. That's what we saw yesterday.
I think for me, you know what I mean?
Sterling was fire. Sterling was fire at Liverpool, but his decision-making was shocking till he went to Liverpool. And then he learned the game. Simple. Andy Cole, when he was at Newcastle, was a tapping merchant. And Man United, with one-to-one coaching, he became one of the best channel runners.
You're dismissing self-development as
well.
No.
Of course, it's got to come from you. It's got to come from you. At this moment in time, nobody's denying.
That's where I come. Yeah,
nobody's denying.
Listen,
nobody's denying that. Nobody's denying Rashford is stinking the place out at this moment in time. But for me, your instructions that you're given by the coaching staff who work with you daily is what you see on the football pitch. Like, if I'm a coach and the player's doing that, you're not doing the things that I've told you to. Get off the pitch. Ralph Ranić and Fletcher did not want to take Rashford off yesterday. Why? Because they're obsessed with pace on the counter. That's why he plays. And it's exactly the same what Ollie was doing. Ollie was like, I don't care if you're broken back, shoulder, you can't even put your boot on. You're on that pitch because you're a threat on the counter.
Ralph Ranić has took him out for 2 games.
Yeah, he has. But then he's brought him back. But yesterday, 60 minutes. 60 minutes yesterday. Rashford should have come off Elanga. 60 minutes. Everybody in that stadium knew it. Get off the pitch. Get off the pitch. You guys understand what I'm talking about. Nothing. I'm not defending him because he's been poor. But under the old regime. Onto this, go and enjoy yourself.
That's what I feel like you're blaming.
No, I'm not. Ralph Ranić, this is bigger than Ralph Ranić. This is the club.
No, but I don't get it though.
This is the club.
Ralph Ranić hasn't got time to micromanage players. You know what I mean? He has to expect things.
You just said to me, the club have just said to Ralph Ranić, need to get results. And who used to get the club the results?
Yeah.
Bruno and Rashford.
Yeah.
Get out there. Go on, enjoy yourself football, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening now. But Rashford, obviously, is not on form. So that's why he's getting the brunt of it. Because it's go and enjoy yourself.
Expected certain things for these players. They can't deliver. Now he's simplified the game for them. And now they're losing the qualities that they had possibly before because they were allowed to do anything.
Listen, at the end of the day,
let me just say something now. And I think for me, right, he's simplified the game. These guys can't do multiple things at once. But when I look at simple...
So why is he defending him yesterday then? Why is Ralph Ranić coming out and defending him?
Who defended you?
They're defending Rashford. Saying Rashford is working hard. He needs to just get that goal. And Ralph...
because again, you feel sorry for these players, man.
No, you don't feel sorry for them. No, stop feeling sorry for them.
What can he do in 6 months?
You know what I could do? 60 minutes. But that's what I'm saying to you. The club is lose situation. You just talked about it. It's lose situation.
Yeah.
Because they have developed that. Whatever's happening. So for me to blame individual players, like I can talk about, we can, till the cows come on, we could talk about Rashford, we could talk about Bruno, we could talk about McFred. They don't put themselves on that fucking football pitch. The club does. The club does. So don't moan at the players, moan at the club.
No, you moan at the manager.
But the guy's here 6 months.
I know he is.
And Man United wrote off the season. I said that to you. United have had interim because they decided to start the
clear out. This is why for me we need to clear out, because again, these guys are not
clear out with that wages that the Glazonomics is giving them. What clear out? Who's gonna give Rashford nearly 200 grand? Who's gonna give Martial 200 grand? Who's gonna give nearly 200 grand to Maguire? Who's gonna give those wages?
This is why for me, when I said it 2 years ago, a lot of people were mad at me. You know, when we gave 200.
But why are you going mad at Rashford? Why everybody else is getting the money as well?
No, but listen, I think it's all the players, by the way. We have to talk about Greenwood as well. Greenwood, for me, is he developing?
No, he's not. But who's there to work with him? What club? Where's stability? Where's the stability? Where's the club? It was go and enjoy yourselves football. And now the players have been playing, go and enjoy yourself football. And Jose never coached any of the forwards. Jose never is well known, everybody to know. Jose only talks about shape, whether mid block or low block. He was never interested in anything about the players. Everybody who knows anything about Jose's coaching style, never has he been involved in coaching front. He's like, you're there. Go and do what you have to do. That's why he would take off Rashford. He would bring on Martial. So when you are blaming these players in the vacuum,
Colombo is on you, man. He's saying that guys are blaming the Glazers in 2022. They spent money. The board and the coaching staff are to blame. It's coming at you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you know? Are you a Man United fan? Do you know what happens at this football club? I'm sorry. You can say,
is it fair to say to him
they spend the money? Bankers who don't know. If you give them $1 billion to a bankers who know nothing about football, what do you think they're going to do? And the Glazers already know it's a tactic. Yeah, when you give players big wages, what do you do, Saeed? What do you do if you go and listen?
This is my thinking. He can't do anything in 5 months.
Man. No, listen to what I'm saying. Saeed. Of course he can. Saeed, of course. They waited too long to sack Ollie. They waited too long. Ollie should have been gone at the end of last season. Simple. After that Europa League final, that should have been a glaring for everybody to say, right? But they didn't have the cojones, because that's why they wanted the Super League, so they can never sack a manager, because no relegation, no promotion. But everybody makes money. We built the whole club on the yes men, boys for the job, business FC. So how can you set up? They set up for a model, Saeed, that is jobs for the boys, business FC. Nobody's holds anybody accountable. Everybody's there to get paid. Everybody's there to have vibes. And then you build the biggest propaganda machine in the history of world sport, right? You build the biggest, you build the biggest propaganda machine in the world.
Who wants to come to the football club, Nuruddin, when you look at the players, how underdeveloped they are?
Who?
You know, it's like having assets here that...
Only if you're interested in money and get paid. I'll ask you this question now. Listen. Most of you guys are in a workplace, yeah? If your boss is safe with you because you're not talking about the organization,
big up Usman works in the mega store. Yeah, man, big up, bro.
Listen,
don't be funding the Glazers, you know what I mean? Don't let them buy it.
Let me finish. Make this important point, please. Right? If you're working in an organization, you know deep down for the job that you're doing, you're highly paid. That cleverness of that boss is gonna think, I've given you these wages. Why do you want to go anywhere else? That's Glazonomics side. You put players on high wages so that no other clubs would ever tempt them, because they'd be like, listen, football is a short career, man. I want to be a millionaire.
Yeah, of course.
So why the hell would he going to move? They gave small.
There is some wages.
The only players who ever really wanted to leave badly in this Smalling. Yeah. Because at the same time,
Evans left.
Listen, it was Van Gaal. Van Gaal got rid of it. Van Gaal got rid of all the old players and kept, because he knows. But I broke this down for you before. Coaching 101 in world football is this. It's simple. You can input. Any manager can input. It's like life. You can input a style of play and football knowledge, like your foot as a coach, as a manager, you can input that into younger players. It's easier. Why does Ralph Rangnick only want to work with 23-year-olds, right? With nobody older than 23, because they've been coached in different ways to the way that he wants to play football. So on the 23s, there's enough in their brain for them to understand. And plus, at the age of 23, those players are hungry. They're hungry because they want to make it. They're hungry to think, I want to get paid good wages. I want to be consistent. I want to be a world beater. But when you've already given them too much too young, and then we're shouting and berating them, whose fault is that, Saeed?
I get it. The bigger picture, they're always in the bigger picture. But you know what?
No, but it's simple. If you've been given too much money and you're getting contract after contract on big wages, and nobody else in world football is going to offer you that, what are you going to do?
There's also for me that self development in terms of are you good enough anymore? And the fact of the matter is,
Rashford is already poorly advised. Rashford is poorly advised because if anybody could see that. They would have.
I can say that with the whole of the United squad.
No. He's poorly advised in terms of going to the Euros.
Jesse Lingard poorly advised.
Jesse Lingard is waiting. Jesse Lingard is I'm going to go on a free.
He's posting skills on Instagram, mate. He's loving life, mate.
Yeah.
YUFC, big up to you. He goes, apparently PSG want Rashford to replace Mbappe. Rashford is rated by everyone but our own fan base. Our fan base is a cancer to our club. Very strong words there.
You know what?
Listen,
I think we're frustrated. I think we're lashing out by the wrong people for me. It's simple.
But I think when you say that, Nuruddin, you always talk about, you don't want to bully the smaller, the little brother. People should always go to the bigger brother. But who's always accessible, Nuruddin?
The
players, the managers, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why, for me, I sometimes, maybe you don't understand the people that watch games and they don't really bother about the structure of the football club. They don't really bother
everything goes back to that.
I get that, but Nuruddin,
Ferguson built football structure. He came from where he came in Scotland. But it took him 4 or 5 years to build the football structure. Then we started winning, and then he built on that. He got the best in class always to come and refresh the place. And he knew when players needed to head out. Fergie, when there, put up a wage cap already. Boom. Man City have a wage cap. Liverpool.
By the way, there was ironic cheers last night when Rashford came on. Did you hear that? There was ironic cheers when Rashford came on.
When he came off, you mean?
Leslie,
when he came off. You know when he came off?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Leslie, mate, she had enough of Rashford.
No, but to me, I don't blame you.
Seriously, big up Leslie. She had enough of Rashford.
Saeed, is everybody, the whole place, the whole people were screaming at him. Me, I lost my voice in that stadium.
Oh my God.
I lost my voice.
You look, remember the first half when he gave the ball away 3 or 4 times on that left-hand side? I was just thinking to myself, these
5-yard pass. He's not doing the fundamentals.
And for me, no.
But when you talk about footballers, are you saying you've played football?
Yeah.
Confidence is a huge thing.
I understand that.
It's a huge thing. For me,
I get it. But the thing is, though, can you be
60
learning?
minutes.
You always say about Ollie learn on the job, right? Can you learn
60 minutes? 60 minutes yesterday.
Say we Aston Villa coming up next week, yeah.
Get off the pitch.
Can you learn?
Get off the pitch.
And that's the thing, though. But again, that has to come from Ralph Rangnick as well in terms of personnel.
But Ralph Rangnick has been told these guys have to play because, like you said, the club thinks we're going to get top 4. So, you broke it down about 30 minutes ago that Ralph Rangnick is being told, Ralph, you got 5 months. Forget about what you wanted to stall. We got to get go and enjoy yourself. We've got to go and enjoy yourself style of football.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what we're seeing. But he's not on form. So to me, Ilanga in that cameo showed doing the basics when he knew to give it inside, when he go take the guy on the outside.
What does Greenwood have to do to become a top player?
Saeed needs a coach. Greenwood needs a
and if he doesn't get that coach, what happens?
It's going to be a wasted talent, 100%. To me, it's going to be one of the greatest tragedies in world football for me. Rashford, for me, I'm not even, because he allowed himself to be played under the ground. This is the difference between Rashford and Cavani, yeah? Cavani, when Ollie was like, you're playing, Cavani like, nah, listen, I know my body, mate. I know my body. Ralph comes in and says, Cavani, you're playing. Cavani's like, listen, I know my body, mate. I know my body. Nobody can tell me. No fucking doctor or physio can tell me about my body. I'll tell you when I'm ready. Ollie was all about robustness. Ollie has damaged Rashford's career and Bruno's career because you know what the thing about it, they're mentally and physically fatigued. They're mentally fatigued. There's been physically fatigued. That's the idea, because Rashford has played. Let's have a look at it this season. He's played 2 games in 90 minutes. He finished Norwich game. He finished. What other game did he finish? Was it in Newcastle or did he come off? I think he finished. He finished that game. Yeah. So he's had 2 90-minute games, and last night was the 3rd one. Yeah, all season.
You're talking about Greenwood.
No, I'm talking about Rashford.
Okay, yeah.
How many 90 minutes of games has he had? Right. So at this moment, at 60 minutes after yesterday, he gassed out. The coaching staff, Dan and Fletcher, Mickey Phelan, and everybody else with him should have took the guy off. Ilanga was there to be bought on, and I'm afraid to say, when Ilanga came on, Ilanga was winning headers with guys that are like 3-4 inches taller than him.
Mm.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He was on my side.
But the thing is, though, I think Nuruddin,
hunger,
everyone looks lost out
Elanga,
there.
hunger.
Even
hunger.
Cavani for me looks lost. I think it's
Saeed,
I don't know what his game is anymore.
Listen, Saeed, yesterday, Bruno was told, Bruno, go and do what you do. Go and play, enjoy yourself. Cavani, you have to track back. How many times was Cavani in our box?
Oh my God. It's really winding me up, man. I'm struggling to understand Cavani's game now. I really am.
No, but that's what's been decided.
Yeah.
That's the game plan. That's the game plan. So when people tell me Ralph was in charge, it's not in charge. The club are in charge. The club are in charge.
Why UFC says, Nuruddin, that's unfair. Rashford run himself to the ground for the club and you blame Rashford. Do you have a heart, Nuruddin? Where's your compassion?
No. Rashford run himself into the ground to save Ollie's job. That's what was happening. And I didn't agree with that. And he was then wrongly advised when I'm begging him on Twitter, please don't go to the Euros. Go and have a break. Because I've seen this happening again and again. I've seen it with my own eyes happen to players. Burnouts. When you play with so many injuries. Why do you think Cavani doesn't do that? You know, Cavani wants to play another year in Latin America, maybe in the US. So he knows his body. He knows when he's injured. Because to me, playing when you're injured, you're no use to your teammates, to yourself, to the fans or the club. You're doing them all a disservice. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came with his 90s mentality where football has changed and developed. Tell you about robust. We are bearing the fruits of that coaching staff. And they're still there. Mickey came out. Mickey came out was like, I'll speak to the players. Mickey was like, I'll go. What was it coming out? Mickey's going back to the players. Players, go and enjoy yourselves. Football's back. Forget about pressing.
You know, it reminds me of Dele Alli. Dele Alli was unbelievable for about two seasons.
Yeah.
And then he
and a manager that believed in him, that got the best out of him, got sacked. What happened? Everybody's like, we'll get the best out of you. Jose will get the best out of you. No, you're not.
We were lucky yesterday, Nuruddin. We're lucky to go through.
Are you kidding
me? Villa
me?
played unbelievably.
Are you kidding me?
You know what I mean?
Listen to me. 57% possession at Old Trafford.
How many did
balled us off the park?
How many did Fingy as well have? I think Wolves must have had similar as well.
Yeah. No. Listen. It's not about their possession. It was the way they were in possession. Yeah. And the thing about it, Villa are not a possession football team. If you looked at Villa seriously, they're not a possession style football.
But they outplayed us.
They balled us off the park. Why? They outnumbered us in midfield.
I know.
They outnumbered us.
I'm worried about Saturday. Me, you know.
Saeed, like I said to you, 99.9% of Manchester United world fan base knows where is the weakest point in our club. Midfield. But the club says no. So we can never blame any manager. We can never blame any of the players. That's why you'll never hear me coming out ever again, because I saw it in my own eyes last night. Everything that laid bare, I've been building up to this. I've been saying, is Ralph really in charge? Because within 5 weeks, you saw the big change and difference in Chelsea. And Chelsea last season had to play 3 days in a game, whatever. Of course, nobody, the Omicron wasn't doing a madness. United had to close their training ground twice, yeah? But you saw how Tuchel changed the system straight away, 4-3, 3-4-3, 3-4-3. He changed that completely. And a couple of 4 or 5 games, they would stunk the place out. After the 5th game, boom, everything clicked.
Yeah.
Everything clicked. Man United, we went from first game for seeing a bit of it, what Ralph wants to do, to every other game, not seeing it. And then now we're back to square one. Go and enjoy yourself, football. That's why I know Ralph's not in charge. He's just a caretaker there.
No, for me, I think it's going to be very, very tough. I think for me, he's gone back to square one and maybe now adapted to the players.
Mickey Phelan negotiated that, by the way.
You probably assume so.
No, not assume. No, because they said it already that Mickey Phelan was going to go and speak to the players.
What is it? Just to kind of maybe wrap up the podcast here. What is the prerogative for Man United this season? Because I think we're not finishing top 4. You have to play well.
We're getting knocked out. Listen, when we're getting knocked out, you can't fluke your way
to top 4.
Top 4.
You can't.
Listen. It's unsustainable. What's happening?
I use them words for Ollie, and this is the same for me.
There's nothing's changed from Ollie. On my mother's grave, watching that game last night, there was nothing that was different from Ollie. Oh, Jose.
The current theme, man.
I'm cycling back, I swear. I'm talking to myself. Man just fallen. I'm trying to be careful. Cycle home really slowly because it's wet floors and that. And obviously the Manchester City Council are not helping me out. They put like some sort of like buttons That's what I
Oh.
wrapped up on when it's
Oh,
slipping
okay.
on my tires.
Yeah.
On top, you know what they've done to the road in it? Stretch
Yeah,
when you
of
walk
course,
down.
of course.
They've made a bike lane. And they put like bolts everywhere. I'm cycling, and you know what? You know the funny thing? I'm cycling like this here, and I'm talking to myself, shaking my hand, and the guy was parked with me at the traffic lights. The guy went like that. You all right, mate? I burst out laughing, and I said, mate, it's Man United. He goes, I know, mate. I've just been there as well.
I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean? Laura is speaking fact. You know what I mean? For me, I'm worried about the season ahead. I really am. I'm worried about the inconsistent.
This ain't gonna change, you know that.
We're on 31 points and everything.
Listen. Let me cheer the people up now. I'm sorry. I'm always keep it 100% real with you. Next season is even going to be worse. Do you know why? I doubt it very much, unless the club structure changes, where a manager says, "I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Who plays? Who doesn't play?"
I don't think Ten Hag's coming.
Listen, Ten Hag is not going to come to that.
Me,
Ten Hag is the type of guy.
Listen to me. Listen, I don't want it to be.
Listen, Ten Hag is the type of guy. Ten Hag is the type of guy who would say to you, "I'm either full control or I'm not. You're not dictating to me who plays and who doesn't. You're not giving me a propaganda." The biggest thing Ten Hag will come and go, listen, the players are doing too much propaganda. Social media team, and I need to fucking chill out. Don't bother coming to training, man. We're a normal football club. Do you see that? Do you see Mo Salah and after training doing that?
I know.
Do you see them doing all that? Do you see Chelsea players doing all that? Nah, you don't. You don't see it. At the end of the day, next season is even going to be worse. Do you know why? Because the football season is going to change. You know why it's going to change? Because next December, what is it? It's the early World Cup. So the football season is going to be shortened. Player burnout is going to be a big thing,
and we don't do well with that.
And we know
maybe they're not going to have. I don't think Greenwood and Rashford are going to the World Cup anyway.
Listen,
I don't think they will.
Listen, it's player burnout. So when the players get burnt out, no, it's about all the other internationals who are going to go. It's all our players. We're full of internationals, not just England. But the burnout is shorter. The preseason is going to be shorter. So for a new manager or a manager to instill his beliefs onto that squad, we're going to have this for a long, long time, people. We're not going to get this until maybe there's not a summer tournament or a Euro tournament or a World Cup. And then there's going to be a longer preseason where players, so that manager can quickly work and still the basic into a preseason.
And we're still not looking, at a possible candidate for the manager role. No words on that one.
No,
nothing,
man, your boy Richard Arnold's taking over, man. He said he doesn't want to get involved, but he's
involved. For me,
he's involved. Richard Arnold, fingerprints all over it already. Play the guys who can get me top 4. Play the system that the players are comfortable with that can get me top 4. But they don't understand because they're not football.
Well, the thing is, though,
that this
I don't think
this is sustainable.
They don't have any divine right to have that over Rangnick when they failed to sack this manager last season.
So
they failed to sack the manager.
Randy agreed to this. He agreed, signed up for this. Top 4, they said to him, get us top 4.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And now Fletcher. When Fletcher's interviewing you, Fletcher's
Harry. There's the old chestnut, eh? Just support the club. I get it.
Harry, can I ask you a question? Did you enjoy last night?
We found one.
Harry, did you enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy it last night?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy? So you want us to lie? You want me to lie? You've come to the wrong channel, mate.
Oh man, Harry, man. There was always one. Fair play to Harry.
Harry, big up. I respect. Listen, I respect your opinion.
Yeah, we respect everyone's opinion.
I respect your opinion.
For me, you have to have analysis.
I respect your opinion.
You have to have analysis.
Listen, I'm sick of being in part of the dissolution. That's why the Top Reds bring that song out, innit? We've won it all. What does that mean? It's accepting defeat.
Yeah.
It's accepting apathy. But big them up though. Last night.
Yeah, standards the banner.
Listen, yeah. Last night I saw them. And they were singing We Hate Glazers. So I was with them. And I love it. I want them to sing that every time. Yeah. Big up, let's not mention Steven Gerrard, yeah? Steven Gerrard walks out the tunnel, yeah? United fans. Gerrard! You know what? My guy turns around, big up Steve Gerrard. Puts his hands in his... big up, man. You know what? Puts his hands in his... Looks out like that. Stares at like that. Looks back and does that with his chest. I know. You know what? He got a cojones to do that. You know what I've got, and then he was like,
you know when he scored, he put his fist, he punched his fist in it to the shot for end. Obviously, people didn't see that on camera. And by the way, VAR is helping us again, man. You know what I mean? VAR,
mate. Thank God for VAR.
Thank God for VAR. But people, we're gonna wrap it up here. Laura, are you confident for Saturday?
We're gonna get
I think we're losing the
absolutely
game.
getting toasted.
I know.
Their fans,
We can't.
their stadium's gonna be
know.
ramping.
It's ramping. I know.
Where that players, Steven Gerrard, is just putting that game on.
He
and
knows
saying,
what he needs to do now.
listen, Saeed, everything that was lacking in Man United, they had it in abundance.
I know.
And look how long it's been.
Listen to me. No begin.
But look how long it's been there.
No begin.
Listen,
Get in there.
But how long it's been there. Look at the changes he's made already.
I know.
Look at the way they play already.
Yeah.
Dean Smith did a good job. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think we're winning. I think
but
the most
Gerrard,
is a
to
draw.
me, Gerrard showed yesterday levels because the first half we shaded it on chances. Yeah. Second half, he absolutely bullied us.
Yeah, of course.
Bullied us.
But who hasn't? No, Nuruddin. Who hasn't? I think we're not.
And the
winning
thing,
the
like,
game.
we've not even played the top 6 yet.
Give me a prediction.
Wait till we.
I
play
don't know
the top
February.
6.
I don't know.
When we play the top 6, mad as she wrote.
Give me a prediction.
Mad as she wrote.
I'm going for. I think we're losing, but I want to be respectful. I say 1-1. What are you saying?
Unless VAR and the referee help us again.
Yeah.
Can VAR come to the rescue?
Well, we might do Coutinho Davy as well. Oh my God. No McGinn.
We've got history with him.
Remember Europa League, man. He sent us out, man. You know
We've got history with him.
But David again, man.
Actually, Lucadinha might play as well. Lucadinha.
They might sign him by then, but
Yeah,
it depends on how
Lucadinha.
fast they sign him. But people, we're going to wrap up the podcast 159.
Listen, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, join us. Me,
Yeah.
Saeed, a couple of others. We're going to be talking about what is really going on at this football club. We're going to show photos from the game, how now we're playing Oli Jose football. We'll have that evidence for you guys. We'll have that evidence for you guys. So we'll show it. We'll have the evidence. So United Real Therapy, go over there, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 5,000 on there, people.
5,000
Let's
people.
get to
Get him onto there,
5,000.
people. Make sure you get him onto there. I'm going to do another call-in show tomorrow, 8 o'clock, people. Make sure you check in there. A lot of people didn't get in last time. Was there a lot of people that came into your
Yeah, a
call-in
lot
show?
of people came, but it's difficult to get them in, to get everybody in, man.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
really
man.
difficult.
But people, tomorrow call-in show, 8 p.m. I want to hear your opinions. The question is going to be a very, very good question. So watch out tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Forget the Chelsea and Tottenham game. I couldn't give a shit about anyone else. Honestly, it's got to the point now where I don't give a shit about any other club until my club is all right.
You're not all right, Saeed.
Exactly, there you go.
All right.
Now with the cats are here, and you know what, they're well behaved. I think I'm going to give some treats.
Now you came at the right time, you know.
We're giving them some treats. It's all right with me.
Yeah, all right.
I'll give him some treats. Scozy, you're getting some treats.
Seedorf.
He's just, nope, he's got behind. Oh, he's sitting on the bag here. He's sitting on the bag. He's getting some treats. Big Six is on at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to go home, get on Big Six. But people, man, like the video, people, man. You watch the show, and we were going mad. It costs you nothing to like the video. It helps with the algorithm. So what happens is, the more people like it, the more it goes. And you know, we need the podcast.
I just want to sum this up.
Yeah.
If Man United had a proper coaching set, a proper football structure, a decent manager, and players weren't up to it, I'll be the first one to say players out the door. But at this moment in time, isolating them, just picking on one individual players ain't it. At the end of the day, players don't put themselves on the football pitch. The club does. If you want to blame anybody, Arnold, Fletcher, Murtagh, Phelan, everybody else.
There we go. It's strong words from Nuruddin. People, call his show tomorrow at 8 p.m. on his channel as well at 10 p.m. People, like
10
the
p.m.
video.
tomorrow. 10 p.m. We're going to show evidence. I'm going to provide the evidence and prove why we're playing Oli football last night, Jose football.
Absolutely, people. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon, guys. Take care.
Peace.